Well, it's a new month. That means we have some Game Pass updates to go over. PlayStation celebrating their 30th anniversary with some cool updates. Fortnite hitting a major milestone within their community after their latest season wrapped up, and a few other stories. So let's get right into the game news as we do right here on Twitch. Maybe not. Here we go. Now we can get right to the game news. We'll kick it off with Game Pass. We've got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle coming out this month very soon, very soon. EA Play, WRC, EA Sports, I should say. Overthrown, which I don't know what that is, but it looks kind of cool. Wild Frost, Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled, Carrion, Road 96, Forza Motorsport. I believe this is the latest one. Haunty, I don't know, and Humanity, which I thought had already been in Game Pass, but okay. Here we are. Solid month for Game Pass updates. Crash Racing looks great. Indiana Jones is going to be awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun game. Great single player game to jump into. So there's that. I'm very much looking forward to playing that at the very least. Forza, I like Forza until I'm bad at it. Like, that's just how it goes with racing games. I play until I can't play anymore, and I hit the skill ceiling for me is pretty low. But anyway, all right, let's move on to our next topic here. We have Minecraft. Something stirs in the Pale Garden. Play The Pale Garden Awakens drop today and explore a biome that's sleepy during the day and unsettling at night. Follow the trail of blooming eye blossoms deeper into the darkness, and you might come face to face with the creaking. I don't know what any of that means. Stay tuned for a new Minecraft Monthly for more unexpected surprises, including some rewards. And they dropped a little trailer here we can watch. It just looks kind of creepy. I don't know what's going on here. But it's neat to see Minecraft continuing to be updated. That was a chicken. Like, what is that? Why does it look evil? What's happening? Bonk. Anyway. Minecraft, The Garden Awakens. Play now. So, yeah, there's that. That looks interesting. Neat to see more good updates for Minecraft. It's amazing that this game has carried on as long as it has. And I just think it's because of the expandability of the idea. You can keep adding stuff officially or unofficially. And that's that. So I hope you guys check it out if you are still playing Minecraft. What do you think of this? This looks fun. Moving on. Tetris for NES finally releasing on Nintendo Switch Online December 12th, going up against Indiana Jones. You know, they actually have some competition. They didn't even put a video. It's just a picture. Usually they have like a little trailer. But it's Tetris. We know what Tetris is. But I've been including Switch Online updates as well, so we'll drop that in here. So yeah, get ready for that. Tetris on NES. All right, Fortnite hit a big milestone recently. 14.3 million players for the remix finale concert. In game. This was in-game players logged in, queued up for the remix finale concert featuring a bunch of singers. We had let me find the list here. Well, let's just look at the article from Game Infinitus, written by Emil John. Let's see. Fortnite keeps breaking records with its crazy popular live events. Last night they had the Fortnite remix finale, and a whopping 14.3 million players jumped into the game to watch it. Totally cursed their old record from Travis Scott's concert back in 2020, which had 12.3 million players. And that's not even counting the millions who watched on Twitch and YouTube. This event outdid some other big ones too. More people watched this than the 9.8 million at the Times Square remix launch, which we watched, and it was not what I expected. The 5.6 million for October's Doctor Doom boss battle, and the 10 million at last year's Big Bang finale. Only the 2020 Marvel Galactus event had more, with 15.3 million players. This is just the like staying power of Fortnite. Like, as long as they keep adding people, celebrities, pop culture references, and just keep doing good crossover things, they can keep people attached. Remix finale was a wild trip through Fortnite's past and future. It kicked off at Snoop Dogg's revamped Agency HQ with nods to events like The Device from Chapter 2. Snoop in skyscraper-sized cell-shaded form freestyled as players checked out the interstellar visuals. Eminem showed up fighting a robot version of himself. Anime vibes, action sequences everywhere. Ice Spice took it up a notch, performing on rooftops. And there's a touching tribute to Juice World, the first time Fortnite honored a late artist. His hologram performed with those iconic rift butterflies in the background, and they premiered his music video for Empty Out Your Pockets in the game. The event wrapped with a teaser for Fortnite's future. Longtime hero Jones and new character Hope jumped into a rift with the battle bus and a piece of the 0 point, landing in new Japan-inspired islands for the next chapter, which has already started. This season is great. But yeah, 14.3 million people logged in at the same time. So I heard that Tetris 99's next Tetris Maximus is going to be NES Tetris themed. They did Game Boy Tetris Maximus before. That's cool, Ice Climber. Definitely want to check that out. I haven't played Tetris 99 in a while. So yeah, Fortnite Remix was a good idea. I mean, you get that many people in the game, people are going to notice. You know, this season it started off really well. So awesome. You know, the game stays relevant in its own way, right? And they've got the formula figured out. But let's move on. All right, let's talk about Nintendo a little more. Nintendo aims red shell at 200,000 member Switch Pirates subreddit. This is IGN's article by Wesley Yin-Pool. Nintendo has the 200,000 member Switch Pirates subreddit within its crosshairs after telling a federal court it wants to subpoena the platform to identify members who worked with an alleged Switch pirate. Earlier this month, it was revealed that Nintendo tracked down an alleged Switch pirate using a combination of Reddit posts and repair orders. As reported by GameFile, Nintendo sued James Archbox Williams from Surprise, Arizona for allegedly Is the name Surprise? The town is called Surprise. For allegedly violating its digital copyrights by selling pirated copies of Switch games. The pirate shop's Archbox was allegedly involved with include Jack in the Shop, Turtle in the Shop, and Neko Drive, which all shut down following a cease and desist Nintendo sent in March. Now, as GameFile reports, Nintendo has told a federal court in Washington state that it believes other members of the Switch Pirates subreddit had a role to play in the pirate shops. Nintendo wants permission to subpoena business records from a number of platforms, including Reddit, Discord, and Google, to help identify Williams' alleged associates. The upshot of all this is to persuade infringement claims, Nintendo stressed. So, look, here's the thing. Nintendo is done with piracy and their games being leaked and distributed, weeks before they actually release. They're done with the copyright infringement that comes from pirating games. They're done with all of it, right? I think at this point, pirating Switch games or current Nintendo platform games is a high risk, low reward activity. I mean, it might be fun for some people, but I feel like if you're doing it, you should be done. You should just put it up because it's over. Stick to emulating the Wii U, because it's like that's the latest system that Nintendo isn't going to care about. They care about the 3DS more than the Wii U. But if you're going to do the Switch or whatever, like once the Switch 2 drops, people are going to try to jailbreak it and crack it and do all the things to get homebrew running on it. And it might be super simple. I doubt it, though. I highly doubt Nintendo's playing around this time around. Or at least going to let such a massive exploit exist on the new hardware. Anyway, I digress. I would just stop if I were doing any of these things. I get it. Emulation, I agree. It's very important. Game preservation should be a priority. It's not for Nintendo. And it stinks because a lot of their classic properties cannot be played on modern hardware, or their current games run better in an emulator. And Nintendo will not be shown up by the homebrew community. They can't. They won't. But I would say if this is like your MO to like hack things, maybe let Nintendo cool off for like a year or two. Take a break. Whatever you're doing, do it in private. I don't know. I don't condone piracy, but the jailbreaking community, the soft modding homebrew community is under fire because of a lot of this. And people that are just straight like ripping these games with no intent to buy them. They're just downloading game files and loading them up in an emulator. Guys, it's 2024. No one's putting up with that anymore. It's done. Just let it go. Go buy the game. Save $60, go mow some yards, you know, do somebody's homework for them, save up $60 and go buy the game. That's my stance on it. I would not do anything to attract Nintendo's negative attention at this point. Like, yikes, guys. But anyway, let's move on. This was interesting. Tencent acquires majority stake in Kuro Games. Now, we haven't talked about Kuro Games much on this channel, but Tencent is a massive Chinese company who basically is gaming in China and a lot of the rest of the world. So Tencent has acquired approximately 37% of the shares from Wuthering Waves developer Kuro Games. Now, Wuthering Waves is kind of like Genshin Impact, but from a different studio, Kuro Games. So they now hold a significant stake in the shares of Kuro, and Tencent is now also the only external shareholder of Kuro Games. This is interesting because every time Tencent starts to put their money into something, it usually means big changes, big updates, something. Maybe it's stability. This article says it believes the change will create a more stable external environment for the company and support its long-term strategy of independent operations. Hopefully that remains true. And Wuthering Waves is seeing lots of good success. It's not a game I've played on stream or at all. I've watched it played. It looks pretty good. It's like Genshin Impact with more of the sci-fi than the fantasy elements, but retaining the action RPG approach of Genshin. It looks solid. Artwork is good. It's free to play. It's got a lot going for it. I believe it launches on console pretty soon, at least on PS5 at the beginning of next year sometime. So definitely worth checking out. But I like to keep an eye on acquisitions and stuff like this because it usually signals big changes or at least big moves coming from those studios, right? So we can keep an eye on this and see what Tencent's up to. They have their hands in a lot, right? They have their hands in a lot of things, but it's good for the devs at Kuro. Basically, job stability, job security. Hopefully, they can keep making awesome stuff. All right, let's move on. PlayStation celebrating its 30th anniversary. I thought this was awesome. I probably should have gone to the PlayStation blog for this, but this is from Twisted Voxel. New PS5 update brings PS1 boot up screen in celebration of 30th PlayStation anniversary. New feature update for the PS5 prompts users to restart their console. Brings the PS1 boot up screen in celebration of the 30th PlayStation anniversary. The new boot up screen is displayed exactly as it did back on the original PS1 and is followed by another screen that shows the 30th PlayStation anniversary logo. As the home screen loads up, users are greeted with a new option to customize the background to have design and sound effects based on PS1, 2, 3, or 4 home screens. It's super cool. I kind of wish if you changed your theme to the PS1, 2, or 3, or even 4, the boot animation would match that generation, but they just basically recreated the PS1 boot. And it's super cool. I love it. It's awesome. In its corresponding message, Sony Interactive Entertainment highlights that December 3rd, 2024 marks the anniversary of the launch of 30 years ago. The launch of PlayStation 30 years ago. They forgot a word. It is mentioned that in order to celebrate the 30th anniversary of PlayStation for a limited time only, which is weird, the console makers added a few touches to take fans on a journey through the console brand's history. Message further stated that users may celebrate with Sony by selecting designs from one of the previous generations of PlayStation. Additionally, those who aren't interested in any of these nostalgic designs have the option to switch back to the standard PS5 design. So yeah, you can go to this menu and there's a 30th anniversary theme. PlayStation, PS2, PS3, PS4 are off. I have it set to PS2 currently because those sounds are the most nostalgic of all of the PlayStations to me. But PS4 is pretty close. PS3 is neat. They're all really cool. You have just the menu sounds as you go through. The background has little accents on it to remind you of what theme you have selected. My biggest thing with this is, why is it temporary? Why not just leave this? This is awesome. Now the boot screen, maybe leave that. Maybe let me turn that off after the anniversary event, but leave it there if I want it. What is it hurting? It costs them nothing to keep it on. It's not affecting performance. It's barely anything on the storage. It's not a big deal. And having the custom sound effects for the themes is a big PS3 move. I remember when themes on PlayStation 3 were a huge deal. and they would change like the icons and all the other stuff. So like that's super cool. And if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out on your PS5. It's just a quick update. If you have the update, let me know in the comments what theme you picked. Let me know in chat here while we're live what you picked. And I think it's cool. I went with the PS2 one, and that's super neat. I just don't understand why it's limited. That seems like a weird decision. But let's move on to our next story. All right, let's talk about game preservation some more. Blizzard is delisting Warcraft 1 and 2 from GOG, but GOG says it's going to preserve them forever anyway, hands out a discount, and announces new policy for its preservation program to boot. So this is from PC Gamer, Joshua Woolens. When you purchase, now we're not going to read this the affiliate link. I was just kidding. It's a joke. All right. So Blizzard has acted swiftly to put an end to the scourge of people not spending $40 on its recent remasters of Warcraft 1 and 2. The studio is delisting the original versions of those games from GOG, ensuring no innocent consumer will accidentally pick up a DRM-free classic edition of those games for $15 when they could be spending a bunch more on Blizzard's own storefront. Warcraft 1 and 2 will leave GOG this December 13th, exactly 1 month after Blizzard surprise dropped its remasters of the games. But if you already own the games or buy them before the 13th, you won't lose access. GOG is actually launching a discount code, Make Warcraft Live Forever, that you can use to knock $2 off of Warcraft 1 and 2 bundle if you pick it up before D-Day. D is for delisting. There are a couple of wrinkles, though. One, Blizzard also sells the OG Warcrafts on Battle.net, and there's no word yet about whether they're also being delisted there. I reached out to ask. Second bigger wrinkle is that Warcraft 1 and 2 were only just inducted into the GOG preservation program. The store's scheme to use its own devs to keep a select list of golden oldies keep them running on modern hardware for generations to come. What does it mean for GOG's pledge if a game is no longer purchasable on its store? See, this is where it gets interesting. So essentially, Blizzard releases Warcraft Remastered, says, hey, we're going to delist this on other stores to get people to buy Warcraft Remastered, and good luck. And GOG's like, nah, we're gonna keep it going. So let's see how they plan on doing this. It's promising to keep maintaining Warcraft in perpetuity for everyone who picked it up before the delisting. Once the game obtains a badge, we pledge to maintain its compatibility even if it gets delisted from the store. This means that owners of those titles can still expect a seamless experience and tech support for those titles, up to and including dealing with changes to Windows that muck with old games' playability. So to be clear, that's not just an announcement about Warcraft 1 and 2, but a commitment to a whole policy on delisted games. Whether you buy them or not, once a game's on GOG's preservation list, it stays on the preservation list. It's quite a commitment, yada yada yada. Okay. So my big takeaway here, and what I found the most interesting with this article, was that GOG was like, okay, delist the game, we're gonna support it. And I think that's huge. I guess there's no reason they can't, but it's going to be interesting if this violates intellectual property or copyright some kind of weird way. Hopefully, GOG has a plan. Obviously, they're sticking to their guns here. I think it's kind of messed up for Blizzard to delist the games at all, because people are going to buy them whether or not they get the remaster, And yeah, sure, you maybe want people to buy the remastered version. But Warcraft 1 and 2 Classic, maybe people just want the nostalgia. Maybe people just want to play it as it originally launched and not the remastered that may have control changes or some other changes that you can't really like do a thing, that you could do in like the original. Maybe it's like anyway, my point is nostalgia is important, and not letting your players get the OG versions from the place that they would go to get the OG versions is weird. And props to GOG for keeping it going and just putting their foot down on game preservation, because we need more of that these days. So GG's. All right, let's move on to our next one. All right, last thing, Marvel Rivals launches officially this week. Let's check out this launch trailer. It's about a minute long. Oh, I feel the copy strikes coming to the channel already. I hope this is going to be good. I'm watching all the gameplay. I really wish I could have got in on the beta. Squirrel Girl? Fun. Is that Wolverine? All right. Ah, man. I really do like the visual style that they've gone with. There's just so many characters already, and many more to come, I'd imagine. Yeah, Spider-Man. This should be fun. We're gonna be playing this on the channel this Friday. He's just throwing Wolverine. Oh, that's amazing. Global launch December 6th, 2024. Oh, is it launching on all the platforms? Okay, so this is what I did not know. That I was not sure if it was going to be a PC only launch, but it's launching on consoles as well. So yeah, we are definitely playing this launch day. I was kind of worried if my PC would run it while streaming. But no, here we are. We're going to get it straight off. That's amazing. All right, good deal. Hey guys, Future Chrono here. Right after we wrapped up the stream and the game news and everything for Tuesday night, I found this on X and figured it was kind of big, at least for me. I covered this game not super extensively, but anyway, let's get into it real quick as part of the game news. XDefiant posted, "Dear players, important message. XDefiant is sunsetting. RIP. Thanks all. Thank you for your incredible support and dedication to XDefiant. We regret to inform you we're initiating the sunset process starting today, December 3rd, 24. As a result, new downloads, player registrations, and purchases will no longer be available. Season 3 will still launch, the servers will remain active, and the game will be fully playable until June 3rd, 25. For those who purchase the Ultimate Founders Pack, you will receive a full refund. Players who made any purchases within the last 30 days will also be fully refunded. Please note that processing these refunds will take up to 8 weeks. For more details on refunds, visit XDefiant. Below is a personal message from our executive producer, Mark Rubin. Thank you for being part of our journey." Well, I'm not really going to go into that. The Ubisoft layoffs I found out about as well, and they seem to be bigger than anticipated. It's a shame to see a quality game like XDefiant go downhill. It needed so much just to get it over that hump of like initial launch vacancy, I guess. I had a lot of fun playing it when it launched. I was excited from the betas. It had a rough release cycle. It was supposed to come out, got delayed, supposed to come out again and got delayed. um it's really a shame to see work like this just be completely lost after a year. It when it closes, it will be have been around for just over a year, I think. Interesting that season 3 is still launching, but there's not going to be any new downloads or player. You can't like be a new player. I don't know how that works. But this sucks. I just wanted to add this in though. This is kind of a big deal. And yeah, let's go. Thanks for checking out the game news. Back to the normal stuff. All right, well that does it for the game news, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, let me know down in the comments, and I appreciate you watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video if you're watching on YouTube after the fact. We do this show every Tuesday night live on Twitch, and then post it to YouTube later for your enjoyment. So I appreciate you checking it out. You guys have a fantastic day, and I hope you check out the next game news. I'm gonna go play video games now. See ya.